Today, let's talk about hope, because we live in a world that sometimes feels completely hopeless. Join us today to see what the Bible says about that. Today, let's talk about hope. Because honestly, I don't know how people live in this world without it. So today what I want to do is see, what does the Bible say about it? Because when we open our Bible, we begin to see that as a Christian, as a follower of Jesus, that we actually can live with a different kind of hope than actually the world does. We live with a hope that transcends what's going on around us in this life. So let's talk about this. There's actually two different kinds of hope. One is a worldly hope, and one is a spiritual hope. And in both instances, the word hope actually means confident expectation. Worldly hope sometimes comes out like this. I'm wanting that. I'm wishing for it. I'm expecting it to happen. I hope I get that job. I hope that guy is the right guy for me. I hope I get pregnant. I hope I get that new pair of jeans for Christmas. But here is sort of the difference. Because with worldly hope comes this feeling of expectancy, but not really certainty. See how that works? So you can hope you can get the job, but you might not. You can hope you get that guy and he's the right guy, but he might break up with you. You can hope you get pregnant, but then you don't. But as a Christian, we have a different kind of a hope. We see it in Hebrews 11:1. Now, faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. So, if faith is the substance of what we hope for, then let's see what that word substance means in a verse like this. Because it seems that faith and hope are actually linked together. The Greek word for substance is this. I'm going to say it all wrong just so you know that, but it's hypostasis, okay? And it actually means this, setting or placing under, like a foundation, a substructure. So now take that into our faith. My hope is not based on wishful thinking. Well, I just hope it happens. My hope is based on a foundation of faith. My hope is based on my foundation of God. Look at Psalms 31:24. Be strong and courageous, all you who put your hope in the Lord. Not in me wishing something, but I'm putting my hope into my foundation of the Lord. Look at Psalm 38:15. I put my hope in you, Lord. You will answer, Lord my God. Psalms 39:7. Now, Lord, what do I wait for? My hope is in you. Psalm 71:5. For you are my hope, Lord God, my confidence from my youth. See, my hope is in the foundation of my faith, which is my faith and trust in God. So how does that play out as we look around? Because honestly, the world feels completely hopeless. We get that. All we have to do is turn on the news, which I never do anymore. We see politics. We see COVID, job loss, death, sickness, war, tragedy, you name it. It all just feels hopeless. But that's if you look at everything in the worldly sense. And that's like, I just hope things get better. I hope my guy wins the election. I hope I don't get COVID. I hope I don't lose my job. I hope I don't die. All these hope things. But the problem with thinking that is that we're putting our hope into just wishful thinking. Something that has absolutely no foundation. But when God says to put our hope in Him, we bypass the wishful thinking, worldly kind of hope. Our focus and our foundations are on Him, not on our circumstances and just hoping things are going to get better. Here's why we know this. When you become a follower of Jesus, this is what you begin to really understand. That God numbers our days. God numbers our days. Psalm 139:16. Your eyes saw me before I was formed. All my days were written in your book and planned before a single one of them began. The other thing, next thing we need to know is God has a plan for our lives. Look at that same verse. Your eyes saw me when I was formless. All my days were written in your book and planned. God has planned for us to live on this earth for such a time as this. Then we move on to know this. I have faith and I have hope because I know this, that nothing happens to us that God does not have a purpose for. Psalm 57, 1 and 2, be gracious to me, O God, for I take refuge in you. I will seek refuge in the shadow of your wings until danger passes. I call to God Most High, to God who fulfills his purpose for me. God has a purpose for me, he has a purpose for you. I hope and trust in that. And then we hope in this. It's a hope based on our foundation of God that says this. Romans 8:28. We know that all things work together for the good of those who love God, those who are called according to his purpose. So let's go back to the beginning of the lesson. How this plays out as a follower of Jesus, knowing these verses that we just read. If you say, well, I hope I get that job. As a Christian, your hope, you say things differently. As a Christian, this is how you would say, God, I'm praying for that job, but my hope is in you. Because you know what's best for me. And you know if that job is the best place for me, then I'm going to trust that you open that door so I can walk through it. See the difference there? Your hope is based on something that God is doing. How about I hope that guy is the right guy? Well, I just hope he's the right guy moves to, God, I'm praying that this guy is the right guy, but you see things that I don't see. And if he's not the right guy, then you know what? I'm just going to trust that you close that door and I'm just going to move on. How about, I hope I get pregnant? Well, that moves to, God, I'm praying for a baby. You know I really want one. But my hope is in you and what you think is best for my life. See the difference with that? One is worldly, like I'm just wishful thinking. If it doesn't go, I'm going to be sad. Versus the spiritual one that says, God, I'm hoping in you. I'm trusting in you to do whatever needs to be done in my life. Our hope moves from wishing to total faith in God, which is our foundation. And then I have faith and trust that he knows what's best for my life. We can do this because we have even a bigger hope. We have a bigger hope that says this world is not all there is. We have hope beyond this earth. We have hope for where we're going to go after we die. Because of what Jesus did. He died on a cross for my sin. He rose from the dead. He conquered death. He makes a way. He bridges this gap between me and God. And when you and I surrender our life to him and follow him, we know this. Our eternal home is in heaven. That's our ultimate hope. I mean, if you look at all the people in the Bible, they lived so many years and then they died. Eternity is forever. Living here is just like a blink of an eye. See, what happens is when we can focus on our ultimate hope, where we go when we die, then the trials and the tribulations on this earth, they kind of just take on a whole new meaning. Romans 5:1 says this, therefore, since we have been declared righteous by faith for those that have given their life to Jesus, we have peace with God through our Lord Jesus Christ. We have also obtained access through him by faith into this grace in which we stand, and we rejoice what? In the hope of the glory of God. And not only that, but we also rejoice in our afflictions. We can rejoice in our afflictions. We can rejoice in the things that happen bad. Why? Look what Paul says. Because we know that afflictions produce endurance. Endurance produces proven character. And proven character produces what? Hope. Proven character produces hope. Verse 5, this hope will not disappoint us because God's love has been poured out in our hearts through the Holy Spirit who was given to us. So if you are feeling totally hopeless today, hopeless in this world, then it's time to get hopeful. Because when your foundation is God, when your hope is in God, a very strong foundation, not this worldly, I just hope things happen thing. We're focusing on God, the God who created everything. The God who controls everything, the God who knows exactly what's going on with your life, my life, the lives of people in the Philippines and Iraq and Iran and all of these places. When you know that God, through his son Jesus, you can live a life of complete peace and total hope. Because you know your faith is based on, your hope is based on your faith in God. A God that's always in control and always has a purpose. And He has a purpose for all the bad things that are going on in your life. The job loss, the pain, the tragedy, the heartache, whatever it is, you can still have hope knowing God is doing something even though you don't see it right now. But here's what you need to know is you can't have that hope unless you give your life to Jesus. I'm going to put a link in below to this box to tell you how to become a Christian. Click on that and it'll explain what that really means, because that's your starting point for a hope-filled life. Romans 15:13 says, now may the God of what? Hope fill you with all joy and peace as you believe in Him, so that you may overflow with hope by the power of the Holy Spirit. And I hope that helps you today. Have a really good day.